Okay, we are live, 8 o'clock straight up, 9/13/2016. My name is Jeff Evers. I'm the CEO of iClub I'm excited to be able to just take a few minutes and share with you some ideas, hopefully help you get a better understanding of how to be prosperous in a home-based business industry. Tonight we're actually going to talk about numbers. And in fact, let me go ahead and get right into it. Let me bring up this little spreadsheet right here. What you're seeing right now on your screen is just basically a, just hold on 1 second here and make sure I get my muted. There we go. What you see right here is just a spreadsheet that I put together that if you guys want this, go ahead and email me at support@iclubbiz.com. I'll send it to you. But this will just show you really network marketing is nothing more than a numbers game. And I think the more people get a good grasp what network marketing is, the more they can understand what they need to focus on. And again, if you had a chance to watch any of the videos and stuff that we've cut for the ADB, you'll start to realize that network marketing is not a sales organization. It's not an online marketing system. It's not an affiliate program. It's not retail marketing. Network marketing is a method of making money that works best with a lot of people all buying a little bit of stuff. And so what this little illustration will show you here with this spreadsheet, again, not making any guarantees, this is just something you can put in whatever numbers you want. This little box right here, this is the number you put in there would determine how many people, for this illustration, how many people everybody sponsors. So if you sponsor 2 and everybody sponsors 2, then what happens by the time you're 7 levels deep, you got 254 people. Now I want you to watch this. Instead of teaching 2, instead of you getting 2, if you teach everybody to get 3. And so what happens, look, at 2, you have 254. At 3, you end up with 3,279 people. So a lot more people involved. I mean, many, many times more people. Is at 3,279 compared to 254. I mean, there's over 3,000 more people in the group, but the difference is just 1. And so I think one of the challenges that we have we find in network marketing, because most people who get into network marketing come in from the job world where you work and get paid, and so you're looking at a linear level. What you really have to do is you have to get outside of that thinking process. You have to start thinking about in the realm of duplication. So again, this is just a numbers game. So if you teach everybody to get 2, by the time you're 7 levels deep, you got $254. And then in this little box here, you can put whatever dollar amount you want with products. And again, the more you find out about our products, the effect is, and I'm going to show you some of the products we got right here. This is the #1 selling product. It's called Izzy Light. It's a coral calcium product that changes the chemistry of water. It breaks up the water molecule clusters so you get better absorption into the cell membrane. And what happens when you break up those water molecule clusters, you actually put more oxygen into the cell, help the body become more alkaline. And what's really cool about this, and there's programs out there, there's systems out there, you can spend thousands of dollars and it's going to treat your water to get it more alkaline. But if you're treating it with a non what's the word I'm looking for? Non-natural component, it doesn't last. So the water will lose its alkalinity. With Izzy Light, when you treat that water, it basically for 3 to 5 days, it will keep that break up this water molecule clusters. Our second best-selling product that we've got is Izzy Night, and Izzy Night's a liquid mineral product. And the reason that Izzy Night is so important, we know the body can't absorb vitamins without minerals. And in fact, is when you go to the website and you look at all the different stuff we posted, you'll find out they can trace every disease, every sickness, every illness back to a mineral deficiency. And both Izzy Night and Izzy Light are both $25 products. And then our third best-selling product is iPrime Java. And the reason iPrime Java is our third best-selling item is because coffee is the second most consumed beverage in the United States behind water. There's like 150 billion cups of coffee every year that are sold. We have a no-brainer product. This is a one-time purchase. It's the Travel Club. But there's no reason that everybody you talk to should have a membership in the Travel Club, because for $25, we set you up as your own personal travel agent. You book all your travel. In fact, his Expedia tab. Linda and I just went down to Nashville, celebrated our 39th wedding anniversary, and you go to Expedia Tap as a member of the Travel Club, and you want to book your Jackson I think it's a General Jackson cruise. Just the savings that you're going to make on the General Jackson cruise will be more than to cover your lifetime membership in the travel club. Not to mention, the savings you're going to have on hotels. We also got a fat burning signals product. We've got a all plant-based natural cleaning product. We've got a skincare product. And again, as our team gets bigger, we'll keep adding more and more products. Now, the reason I bring these products up is because in this little box you see right here is where you can put down the average dollar amount of purchases that your members will buy, okay? And this doesn't even include the ADB system, which I believe anybody who wants to make money in the home-based business industry, you need to have a system that you can use to help you get prospects. And I'm going to work all this in with you and show you how this all works. But you put whatever dollar amount here. Again, this is a spreadsheet. You can put whatever numbers you want there. If you say, hey, I'm going to get 2, I'm going to teach everybody to get 2. Everybody's going to average $25 a month. By the time you're 7 levels deep, you're making making $496 a month. Okay, is that a lot of money? No, it's not a lot of money, but we ain't talking about a whole lot. But watch this. If you just teach everybody to get 3 instead of 2, your income goes to $6,360 a month. Now look at that. At 2, you're talking 496, and at 3, you're talking 6,380. I mean, guys, this is crazy. So as we teach you, again, network marketing is a method of making money where you make a lot of money by having a lot of people all buying a little bit of stuff. It's not a direct sales program. It's not an affiliate program. It's not an online marketing system. It's not a retail system. It's a method of making money that works best with a lot of people all buying a little bit of stuff. So your key and your goal in making money in network marketing is to have a whole lot of people. Okay, and like I try to teach people, you got 2 different pools of people out there. You got the sales type people. These are the people who like to sell, and about 3% of the marketplace fits that demographic. And then you got the non-sales type people, and we call them the buyers. And here's what we know: 3 out of 100 like to sell. 100 out of 100 like to buy. Even the people who like to sell like to buy. So if your goal is to put together a large group of people, then you're better off to target the large pool. And the large pool is the non-sales people. And the reason this is important is because if your goal is to bring in a lot of people, rather than go off, and again, I'll tell you this, I've done this for years, and if you target salespeople, they want fast money. They're used to working to get paid, That's why salespeople will be good for affiliate programs. Salespeople will be good for direct sales programs. Salespeople will be good for retail programs. Salespeople will be good for basically jobs. Okay, the people we're looking for are the people who want to build something on the backside, and who are not afraid, and who are willing to go ahead and leverage some of their time for future benefit. Okay, so as you see how let me get, I got something else I got to get here. Okay, so as you see how we roll this thing out, it's just a method of making money that works best with a lot of people all buying a little bit of stuff. And the key to having a whole lot of people is not you sponsor a whole lot of people. And this is one of the challenges that I've come across. Every time I sit down and talk with somebody, they're thinking, well, I don't know enough people. You don't need to know a whole lot of people. Look at this. Just getting 3 people. Teach everybody to get 3. And with our ADB system, you can get 3. You get 3, teach everybody to get 3, take it through 7 levels. You're talking, get it $25 a month, which is nothing. You're talking about $6,000 a month. What if you roll it up where everybody averages $50 a month? Now you're $12,000 a month. What if you average $100 a month? Now you're $25,000 a month. What if you average $150 a month? You're $38,000 a month. What if you average? What if instead of teaching 3, you teach 4? Take 4. You just teach everybody to get 4. How do you get to 4? You use the ADB to get to 4. And again, people buy products. What are they going to buy? Well, they're going to buy iPrime Java. They're going to buy Izzy Light. They're going to buy Izzy Night. They're going to buy fat burning signals. They're going to buy the cleaner. They're going to buy the facelift mask. They're going to buy the travel club. And again, the more products we bring in, the more products they'll be buying. But so your goal to make a lot of money in this industry should be to focus on bringing in the people. Again, the network marketing is a method of making money that works best with a lot of people all buying a little bit of stuff. The goal in network marketing is to build a large group of people. What if you teach everybody to go off and get 5? I mean, what if you teach them to go off and get 6? I mean, guys, these are crazy numbers. Well, what if we do this? What if you just teach everybody to get 3? And again, let's not even do 150. Let's just say we do 25 a month. How many of y'all, if you had an extra $75,000 a year coming in, would change your life? Okay, and again, this is not even practical, because guess what? The ADB is $75 a month. So if we just run this $75 a month ADB program, teach everybody to get 3, by the time you're 7 levels deep, guys, you're making 20 grand a month. That's almost like $250,000 a year. How many of y'all would be living in a different house? How many of y'all would be taking different vacations? How many of y'all would finally be able to be in a position in your life where you didn't have to worry about money? How many if you had enough money coming in, you would retire? How many, in fact, I'm 59 years old, and you get to my age, and all of a sudden you start getting the what's that called, the Social Security. They send you letters that, hey, listen, if you retire and you're 62, you make $1,900 a month. Whoop-de-doo! How the heck do you live on that? What if you had $19,000 a month coming in? If you had $19,000 a month coming in, how many would plan your retirement? How many would have a retirement party where you invite all your bosses in? You'd give them all gold watches. How would you like to retire when you're not 59? How would you like to retire when you're 49? How about 39? How would you like to be 29 years of age and have a retirement party? It's just money, okay? When you've got enough money coming in where you don't need to work anymore to make money, you are then financially free. What network marketing is, it's a method of making money that works best with a whole lot of people all buying a little bit of stuff. And the way you get a whole lot of people is not by you finding a whole lot of people, because if you got to go out and find a whole lot of people, you're a salesperson and you actually eliminate 97% of the marketplace. So what do? We use the ADB. We use the automated downline builder system to help you get your people. It's $75 a month. We send out 200 emails every month, and we load 200 emails into your autoresponder every month, and then we send out 20 to 40 emails over the next 3 to 6 months, touching them on all different venues of products, touching them on the travel program, touching them on EasyLight, touching them on EasyLight, touching them on iPrime Java, touching them on the ADB system, touching them on being part of something great. And so the goal is, let's just go off and find out. Let's go off and find some people. How many of y'all think you might be able to get 4? How many of y'all think if you could make $1 million? I mean, think about this. I remember when I was younger, my goal always was to become a millionaire. How would you like to be able to make $1 million a year? Guys, there's no limit to what you can accomplish once you understand the power of network marketing. Network marketing is not sales. It is not direct sales. It is not retail sales. It's not online sales. It is not an affiliate program. Those are all basically programs that pay you for what you do when you do it. It's work and get paid, work and get paid, work and get paid. Network marketing is structured so you don't get paid everything up front. They withhold some of that compensation so you get paid long after you're done working. Think about this. What if you ran the ADB and it took you a whole year to get 4 people? Now look at this. At the end of the year, $75 a month, you got 4, okay? You're making $38 a month, so you're not cash flowing at the end of the year. At the end, again, this says take a whole year. So at the end of the second year, again, we're saying you're not getting any more. You're just getting 4 and you're done. And then takes those 4 a whole year for them to get 4. Finally, in the second year, you're making $132 a month, okay? Now, at the end of the third year, again, just 4. Nobody gets more than 4. It takes them a whole year to get 4. You're making $500 a month. Now, to the average person, here's what they would say. Well, this ain't working. I've been doing this for 3 years. I'm only making $500 a month. Hey, I can make more money down at Walmart, welcoming people into the store. I can make more money at McDonald's, asking them if they want fries. Absolutely, because you'd be trading hours for hours. But you were leveraging here. We're teaching you how to build something today that will pay on your backside. Look where you end up on the 7th year. Now, that's saying it takes you a whole year to get 4. Okay, and I firmly believe if you follow our program, it won't take you a year to get 4. In fact, I ran the numbers out with a guy earlier today. We put 6 in at $150 a month. Look at the monthly income that's coming in at the end of 7 years. Okay, that's 2.5. Now, obviously, this is not a guarantee of income. This is just an example of income based on a comp plan. Your success will depend upon what you do. And these are totally unrealistic numbers, but the math is there. Okay? The math is there. If you get 6, who each get 6 through 7 levels, everybody buying $150 a month worth of stuff, is putting $2.5 million, which is $30 million in your pocket a year. Is that realistic? No. Here's what I kind of tell guys. What if we just do this? What if we just look at the ADB and we just run it at 3? How many of y'all would your life would be, you would own your life? I always tell guys, here's what happens with most of us. Most of us go to school, and we're told by our guidance counselor, man, you got to get good grades, so you got to get into college, so you can get a good degree, so you can get a good job, and so then you can work really hard and make a lot of money and someday retire. Well, here's what you find out is you look at the corporate structure. When you're 25, 30 years old, they hire you. They pay you the least they got to pay you to keep you, and then they work you, and you'll work hard, you'll work more than what you're worth because you want to get the break. You want to get the promotion, and all of a sudden, in your late 20s, early 30s, you start riding it up, and all of a sudden, about 35 or 40, you're top of the game. Then all of a sudden, you start realizing there's kids graduating from college who are 15 years younger than you who are willing to work for less than half of what they pay you, and they probably even know more than you because they just graduating from college. All of a sudden they pigeonhole you, and by the time you all of a sudden you plateau out, you peak, and all of a sudden you peak, and all of a sudden it takes a little bit of a dip, it plateaus, and then you hit my age. All of a sudden they realize, man, for what we're paying you, we can hire 3 kids out of college, and so all of a sudden, boom, you're gone, and now you're struggling just to pay the bills. All of a sudden, everything you've saved. In fact, you got to picture this. You go to college, you go $100,000 in debt to get through school. You raise your kids, you help your kids, get ready for life. You're still paying your college, your student loan, and you're still paying your home mortgage, and you got all this other stuff. Finally, the kids leave, and you start catching up some stuff, and all of a sudden they have a reorganization at work, and all of a sudden they say, we don't need you no more. So all of a sudden, man, here all of a sudden you're 50, 55 years old. Nobody's going to hire you. All of a sudden you find out this sucks, and this is life. Okay, so here's what I tell guys. You want to dig the well before you need the water. If you're going to wait till you're 50, 55 to start digging, man, tell you what, how would you like to be able to have a $20,000 a month income coming in on the side when all of a sudden the corporate structures calls you in and says, hey, Joe, we had a reorganization. It doesn't look like we're going to be, need you anymore. You can say, thank God. I was just looking for a reason to get out of here. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. My wife and I are going to go off, and we're going to take a round-the-world cruise. Appreciate everything, and you send them postcards every month from every port that you're at. See, life is different when you don't need money. And here's why I get so excited about network marketing. Nobody teaches you how to build a network marketing business. Here's what most people teach you. They teach you how to take our fat-burning signals and go off and look for people who want to lose weight. What do you do? The minute you do that, you eliminate most of the people to do what you do because they don't want to go off and be a salesperson. They'll teach you how to go off and take a miracle facelift mask, and man, you can look 30 years younger or 20 years younger, 5 years younger, whatever. And sure, people might buy a product, but nobody's going to build it. Once you understand network marketing, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for 3 people that want to own their life. 3 people who do not want to have the man control them no more. Looking for just 3. And if you want to give this a shot, it's $75 a month. Turn on the ADB. We'll send out, we'll load 200 prospects into your system. Send them out emails on a regular basis, and then as soon as they join, get them on the phone, get them on a call on Tuesday night, so they can start to see how simple this thing is. You have to realize there is no selling in network marketing. If you are selling, you are not in network marketing. You are an affiliate marketer. Affiliate marketers sell. Network marketers build. Okay, professionals don't sell. Professionals build. Amateurs sell. Amateurs try to sell. Professionals sift and sort. Amateurs feel pain. Why do you feel pain? Because you're trying to sell somebody something. Professionals feel no pain. Why don't we feel any pain? Because we're sifting and sorting and building. We're not selling. The minute you can get people to understand this is the most exciting thing you can do. Because what do you got to do? You got to look for 3 people that want to own their life. 3 people who want to be in charge of who they are. 3 people who are sick and tired of having somebody else tell them what time they get up, what time they go to work, when do they go to the bathroom, what kind of vacations they can take, what kind of house they live in, what kind of car they live in. You got to find 3 people who want to own their life, want to control their life, and then help them own and control their life. And how do they do that? Well, would you be willing to buy $25 a month, buy Prime Java, or Izzy Night, or Izzy Light, or join the travel club, or would you be willing to spend some stuff? Would you be willing to spend $25 a month to own your life? If a person says, well, I need to know more about it, here's what you got to do. You got to say, next. Because if that person has to if that person is not willing to spend $25 a month on stuff to own their life, they don't value their life that much. Now, some of you think, well, gosh, Jeff, but they need to know. No, they don't. I have flown hundreds of thousands of miles in the air. I cannot explain to you what lift is, but I have faith the plane's going to fly. I don't understand the internal combustion engine, but I drive a car. People don't have to understand how this works. All they got to realize, I'm sick and tired of being broke, and I'm looking for a way out. What do I got to do? $75 a month to turn on the ADB so it can sift and sort and star people for me and buy $25 a month worth of product? Count me in. That's the ones I'm looking for. Do you think you can find 3 people in a year? Do you think you find 3 people in a year? This is 2016. By 2023, if it took you it took you a year to find 3 in 7 years, just on those numbers, you're making 20. That's today's dollar, okay? You're making enough money to live and live very, very well. Now, do I think it's going to take a year? No, I really don't. But what if it does? Okay, in fact, is when I teach guys this, I try to teach them 5. Strive for 5. Strive for 5. And look at the numbers at 5. That's $500,000 a year. Is that guaranteed? Absolutely not. Is it realistic? No, it's not. Will it happen for you? Probably won't. Why? Because you'll quit. The average person in network marketing quits. Why don't they make it work? Because they quit. They quit too soon. Here's what you want to do. You want to go to the iClubBiz website and you want to watch every video that's on iClubBiz website so you can start to experience and start to feel what we feel. I say, and you got to realize, I don't care what you buy. Just buy $25 a month. In fact, just do the ADB for $75, add $25 worth of products. It's $100 a month. Okay, and let's just go off and get this thing working. How fast I think it's going to take you to get 5? I don't know. And can you load more leads into your ADB? Yes, you can. Here's what I've done this too. I called up my buddy and says, hey man, I know you've tried network marketing, it hasn't worked for you. Well, what if I could show you a system that could provide for you a system that will sift and sort and star people for you so you don't have to mess with it? Would you be open to check out the details? They say yes. I'm going to send you an email. I want you to watch all this, videos and stuff. If it makes sense, I want you to join. In worst case scenario, if you don't know if it's free, you can start for $5. Okay, but if you want to roll your sleeves up, I'll partner with you. I'll make a deal with you. I'll take my time, my money, my resources, take all my expertise. I'll go to work to help you get 5 people to change your life. I just need you to commit to me. You're going to follow the pattern. You're going to plug in the system, and you're going to commit to the products. Okay, so that's what I do with my warm market. In the meantime, I got the ADB just basically dripping on people, dripping on people, dripping on people, dripping on people. Okay, in fact, I got invited to a seminar with one of the cruise lines. Okay, we're one of the largest sellers of travel in the state for this cruise line. And here's what's cool. I go to this meeting and I'm surrounded all by these people who are in the travel. I have never booked a cruise for a customer. And I hope you can understand this. I wouldn't even know what to do to book a cruise. But I have one of the largest host agencies that sells cruises. How in the world can a guy who doesn't even understand what he's doing on a host agency that's one of the largest sellers in cruises and never book a cruise? You know how? I got a lot of people that want to put an addition on their house. I got a lot of people who want to be who want to retire early. I got a lot of people who want to put their kids through college. I got a lot of people who want to get out of debt. And the way they get out of debt, the way they put the addition on the house, the way they get financially free is they use the Extreme Savings Travel Club, and if they take a cruise, they book it. See, you'll have to see. I don't know much about the products. I know just enough to make me dangerous. Okay, people ask me questions all the time about Izzy Light. Say, yeah, this is your number 1 selling product. What about this? What about this? I say, dude, I'm going to send you a couple links to the website. Go through it all. See, here's what I specialize in. I specialize in helping people own their life. Let me ask you a question. If you could own your life, if you could take the magic wand, if you could just go ahead and and your life is yours, what's going to change? You're going to be living in a different house. You're going to be taking more vacations. You're going to be financially free. No more worries. What's going to change in your life? And once they start telling me, so let me ask you a question. What's the chance that's going to happen doing what you're doing right now? I mean, think everything you got going right now. I mean, I know you're a professional. I know you're doing blah, 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 whatever you're doing. But based on everything you got going right now, what's the chance that all those dreams are going to come true for you in the next 2 years doing what you're doing right now? If they say, well, I hope. I say, well, hope don't count. Do you know for sure? Well, no, I don't. I said, if I could help you get it, if I could help you believe you could get it, would you be willing to buy $25 a month worth of Izzy Light? And you know what they say? They say, yeah. I sell more Izzy Light than anybody else. Do I sell more coral calcium than anybody else because I know the most about coral calcium? Nope. But what I do know is I do know the pathway for you to get your dreams is buying stuff. Because network marketing is a method of making money that works best with a lot of people all buying a little bit of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and close recording down.